Marilyn's monster. Some of the kids in Marilyn's class had monsters. It was the latest thing. Marilyn didn't have a monster, not yet. You couldn't just go out and get one. Your monster had to find you. That's just the way it worked. Some kids woke up to find their monsters have chosen them while they slept. Some kids got their monsters on the way home from school, or on a bus, or in a park. Timmy's monster chose him right in the middle of the history test. At first, Marilyn wasn't even worried about it. Eventually, her monster would find her too. There were still a bunch of kids who didn't have monsters yet. But then Franklin got his at the library, and Rebecca got hers while riding her bike, and Lenny got his while he was running away from some mean older kids who kept picking on him. Nobody picked on Lenny anymore after that. After a while, Marilyn was the only one left without a monster. She knew she wasn't supposed to try to look for him, but she kind of did anyway. She hung around the library hoping. She poked around the playground, pretending not to look under the slide and behind the climbing bars. She watched the others with their monsters, playing and laughing and having fun and never been alone. At night, when her room was dark and scary, Marilyn thought about how good it would be to have her monster there beside her. "Wish that you'll get your monster soon," said her parents. "I'll bet you'll never get one," said her brother. "It probably came already and took one look at you and ran the other way." Marilyn tried to be patient. She tried to believe her monster was still coming. She made sure she brushed her hair very carefully every morning and wore pretty clothes and smiled a lot and tried to look very friendly and interesting and smart and fun to be around. She tried to be the kind of girl no monster can resist. But at the end of the week, her monster still hadn't come. She was afraid that maybe her brother was right. "Maybe I'll better out off without a monster," she told her friend Deborah at school. "They seem like a lot of work." Said Deborah. She didn't really seem to agree. "Maybe your monster just running late," said Margaret. "Maybe it's invisible and it's been all around along and you didn't even notice," said Jerome. That night in her room, Marilyn whispered in scary dark, "Are you invisible? Have you really been there alone?" But if your monster was there, he didn't say so. Marilyn stopped trying to seem pretty and nice and friendly and fun all the time. She stopped looking around the library and the playground after school. She started feeling mad. Where was her monster? What was talking him so long? She was so mad sometimes she thought maybe she really didn't want a monster. What was so great about monsters anyway? But they were pretty great. She could see that there were. She wanted one more than she could say. "That's it," Marilyn said one morning. "I'm going to find my monster." "You can't," said her brother. "That's not the way it works." "Maybe," said Marilyn, "but you don't really know. Maybe my monster is different." She put on her good walking shoes and packed a thermos of juice and a peanut butter and banana sandwich. Then she made a second sandwich and put that in her bag too. Marilyn went over and started looking. She didn't just kind of look. She really looked. She looked at her as she could. She searched behind the stone lions that sat outside the library. She checked beneath the benches at the playground at the park. She went down a winding path through the woods and out in a big field where the wildflowers. She didn't see her monster. Marilyn stopped in the middle of the field. She closed her eyes and stood very still. She thought of trying to sing a beautiful song like those princesses in movies. Then sometimes they made all the little animals come and sit on their shoulders. She thought about trying again to be patient and wait and hope that her monster would find her someday soon. Then she took a deep, deep breath and shouted in her loudest voice, "Where are you?" And then very softly, she heard a voice say, "Here." Marilyn followed the voice. It was very quiet, but she could hear it very clearly. She followed across the field and into the woods on the other side and over to the tall, tall tree. And there was her monster, hiding among the leaves. I got lost, her monster said in a small, soft voice, and then I got scared, and then I got stuck. Her monster had two long, lovely wings. They were tangled and caught in the branches. Marilyn climbed up and very gently helped her monster get free. I kept hoping you would come and find me, her monster said. I'm sorry it took me so long, Marilyn said back. Then they sat together and had peanut butter and banana sandwiches and juice. When they were ready, Marilyn's monster lifted her up and flew her all the way back home. Oh, honey, said her parents, you must have found you at last. We found each other, Marilyn said. She and her monster smiled together. It's not supposed to work that way, her brother said. Marilyn just looked at him. She didn't do it right about that. She thought there were a lot of different ways that things could work. And that night, when Marilyn went to bed, the dark didn't seem so scary. Marilyn wasn't sad or afraid or lonely. She was happy. Marilyn's monster was too. The end.